So, hey everyone, welcome to the WWDC Scholarship Experience. Today I'm going to be your host. I am Palash. I'm from India, New Delhi, and I am a undergraduate student at the University of Texas at Austin. I have with me the illustrious Devansh, who's going to introduce himself now.
Okay, so hi, this is Devansh. I'm from Ahmedabad, Gujarat, India. So yeah, I'm second year. I just completed my second year of college, and I'll be going into third year now. Yeah, that's it from my side.
I'll pass the mic to Anay now, who's going to introduce himself.
Hey, so I am Anay Gupta and I am from Haryana, India. I'm currently studying in 10th grade and I'm 15 years old.
Wow, that's amazing. And now, as our final participant, Swapnanil.
Alright, hi guys, I'm Swapnanil. I'm from West Bengal, but I lived in Chennai for 10 years.
That is India, by the way.
Yeah, that is India, by the way. Yeah. And I'm right now doing my computer science and engineering with specializations, and I'm in SRM Institute in Chennai, and I'm 19 years old, and this is my first dub.
Yeah, I think all of us are first-time WWDC participants. So, so for people who don't know what the scholarship is, you basically have to submit a project in Swift Playgrounds, and then Apple chooses from, I think, 2,000 or 3,000 entries. They choose 300 winners who get a free WWDC ticket, and they get a chance to visit the San Jose Convention Centre. So talking about projects, I'm gonna segue into what we made to get here, so that you can get some inspiration and probably an idea of what kind of projects scholars are making. So personally, I made an app that uses Core ML to detect what dance move someone is doing, and then it plays musical notes in sync with that. I will now go around and let other people introduce their projects.
Okay, so this is Devansh. Yeah. So my playground was an interactive scene in Swift Playground. The scene included the primary colors and the tiles. We need to shuffle the tiles and put them according to the hues, and so it'll give kids the proper background, and that is it. Yeah.
So I'm Anay and my playground was a hyper casual game which uses accelerometer and AV foundation. We have to collect golden colored boxes in the game. That's it.
My scholarship entry was a Swift Playground that I later converted into a book. It's called Save the Earth, short for Save the Earth. I couldn't get more creative than that. It basically uses Core ML and the Vision API to detect different types of waste objects that we can find around us, and it'll tell us on which colored bin we need to segregate them. That's just basically to reduce the amount of waste that goes into the landfill, so that we can recycle most of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see, everyone is making very different projects. I was using Core ML, someone's using SpriteKit, someone's using AR. It's just about what you can create. It's not really about, going for some specific technology. It's just about being creative and going with what you like doing. It's just something you have to make, is something you have to be passionate about. So WWDC was a very great place for us to network with people and meet amazing, developers, engineers, and even celebrities. So I'm gonna pass the mic around after I tell who I met at WWDC. So I was among the 14 winners who got a chance to meet Tim Cook. It was an absolutely surreal experience. I cannot even describe how much fun I had with it. I got to demo my app to him. And I also got to meet a lot of YouTubers like MKBHD and Austin Evans and some Indian YouTubers. Now, you can hear the cheering behind me. People are very, very excited here. So now I'm gonna just pass the mic around and like every other winner, introduce the people they met here.
Yeah, so for me, I was pretty excited to meet all the YouTubers out there, MKBHD, Technical Guruji, or Austin Evans. That was pretty great for me. It was fun. And also, I found it interesting to meet the Apple engineers out here. It was fun there. So they're pretty helpful too. Yeah. So now, Anay, you can say.
Yeah, sure. So Anay here. Actually, I really found the WWDC conference to be a great place to network. I actually met some great people from different companies and different parts of the world. And yeah, like among the 350 scholars, it was not just like they were all from a single country. The scholars were present from like so many countries. I don't know.
I think,
about-
and all like about
Yeah.
75% of them were first time
Yeah,
scholars.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
we
a
all
very
are first timers.
Yeah, it's a very diverse
Yeah,
set.
it was such a great experience, really.
Hmm.
All right. So I met like a few of my favorite people that I've seen on the internet. Obviously, Marquez from MKBHD, Austin Evans. Hey guys, this is Austin. And obviously a few of the Indian YouTubers. I met Technical Guruji. I met Bharat from IGN. Yeah. So that was all.
Yeah,
cool.
I just seen too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't forget it.
Super Saf and
Super Saf. Yeah, I met
That was
Crystal from the Crystal Laura channel. So it was all it was like a very exciting experience, going to the people whom you have seen on the internet.
Yeah, also the Apple staff, they were like
The Apple
really
staff
excited.
Yeah.
staff just need to have their like like own version of their podcast.
Yeah, you can even like listen to them like cheering
Yeah.
in the background if you like
Yeah.
they
turn
were
up
like
your
super
volume enough.
excited
I
and always
mean-
high-fiving people.
I mean, from the time we stepped near the McEnery Convention Centre, it was just energy. Every day they greet us out, like says, "Hey scholars, or congratulations." It is
Yeah, just know
So
that if
great.
you're a scholar and you come here, then you're gonna like high five at least 20 people every day.
and you better have your hands empty because it gets
Yeah.
awkward if you don't do that.
Oh, definitely. We can't forget the friends that we made here. Even the Indian friends, I
Yeah.
can't forget them. It was
Yeah,
a great
yeah.
experience.
It is.
That was
It's-
such a
yes.
blast, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you meet people from so many countries, you meet people from so many companies, you meet people from everywhere you can imagine. Like you meet people from Twitter, you meet people from Google, you meet people from basically everywhere because
And like even though we are all developers, like I found most of them to be extroverts and like really conversing
Yeah,
with-
like,
meeting with people. Yeah.
you have the impression that developers are like introverts. Come to WWDC, it's gonna change your mind completely.
Probably developers are extroverts around other developers.
Yeah, we are like in
possible, yeah.
our natural habitat
I
around
know,
other
right?
people.
I mean, if
Yeah.
most of you remember last year's opening video at the keynote, it said "Welcome home, developers." We're basically
Yeah,
home
like
right now.
Yeah.
Apple makes you feel special as a developer. Like even the introduction video this year at the keynote, it was like so emotional because it basically showed like developers working overnight, handling children along it, handling other responsibilities, and forgetting everything just to follow their passion, which I think it's a feeling a lot of developers can relate to when they like get to doing something, then they just forget every sense of time, everything else, and their mind is
They're
just
just
yeah,
focused on solving the one problem that they have taken
Yeah,
up.
Yeah.
it's surreal. Yeah.
And scholarship from Apple is like an exciting opportunity. There's an opportunity for pretty much everyone. You can have an iPad, you can have Swift Playgrounds on your iPad, and you can just start coding. Most of
Yeah.
us, I've met a lot of people who just had a Swift Playgrounds app on their iPad and did not own a Mac, and they got here.
Yeah.
And so it's like a open opportunity for everyone. There's a good chance for you to get in. It's not like only
do
the
have iPhones though. I'm literally the only Pixel 2 user. Everyone else
I mean,
is
our
just
friend
using
is a Google.
iPhones.
I mean, he's a part of the
Yeah.
Google Code Jam also. Yeah. So
yeah, I'm a Google family boy.
yeah. And so it's you can say it's a diverse.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the scholarship gig out was great too.
I mean, I can't believe that the amount of coding that I did for those 10 days this time. I mean, I really want to talk about the timeline that happened this year because it was Apple announces dub, then it's a 5-day gap, and then the application starts the submission. But this year they announced it, the submissions opened right on spot, and we only had 10 days, and was right in the middle
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
final season for Indian
Yeah.
schools. So it's like everybody was managing their exams and doing playgrounds
yeah.
and eating and sleeping.
it got kind of
Yeah, we were basically the developers they showed in the key.
and right now sitting here, I can tell it was all worth it,
Yeah,
and I would
it
do that
was.
well
Next
definitely
year.
next
Yeah.
year.
I'll do it
yeah,
again.
a lot
Yeah,
of us
try
are
to.
excited to apply next year and hopefully come too, so
Yeah.
just in case Apple you're listening.
I mean, if we can go over the entire experience of us being here, then I guess like other scholars who are really thinking about this can maybe I mean
Inspired from
yeah.
this.
Yeah, I mean, starting from the journey all the way here, and then settling up in the San Jose State University. It's a beautiful campus. Any
Yeah.
picture that you take at San Jose is just going to look nice.
Yeah.
You can just point your phone anywhere. The sky has a natural gradient. The weather is beautiful. You get like very good dorms, and you get to share it if you want with the person of your choice, or you can just like
Apple
bunk-
will choose someone.
yeah,
for you.
Yeah.
and it's definitely good, again, to network with people
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Really.
It
I-
was like really like a lifetime experience, you know. You can't forget this.
So just for people who are not here, I'm gonna like try and describe WWDC in a few words. So if I had to describe it in one line, for me, I would say WWDC is like a celebration of developers. It's like a festival where you are celebrated just like a celebrity, if not more. You get to meet people like you. You get to know about new technologies, which, let's be honest, there's nothing more exciting than that. This year we got to learn about SwiftUI, which I'm sure my friends have a lot to say about.
Pretty excited about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And it's a completely different experience. Like you will be thinking, right? Yeah, we can watch the keynote online, we can watch this online, we can watch the sessions online, but being there in person, seeing the people.
Excitement. Yeah.
Seeing the people announce it and then meeting those engineers in labs is just something you can't get at
Yeah,
home.
the labs and sessions, another part of WW that most people don't talk about. It's actually an entire week of celebrating developers,
Yeah.
all the way from starting at the orientation for scholarships, as well as then the keynote, which a lot of people know of, and then like the next 3 days of just labs and sessions and get-togethers and parties.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of stickers, a lot of pins, which we still have been hunting for one. We just came out from the App Store lab, and we just asked them if we can get a sticker, but they ran out of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So.
The lunchtime sessions are like really great.
Yeah, we attended a
They're, like,
Sesame Street
so
session today,
inspiring.
and she the host gave like really important quote. She said that once we start respecting everybody, that's when we can be together. If
Yeah.
I don't respect you, you don't respect me, we just don't care for each other. But once we have a genuine mutual respect among all of us, I mean that's when everything gets.
Swapnil learning life lessons as a developer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very philosophical, probably.
Yeah, you can totally hear the people
Yeah, it's a
cheering.
dub.
Yeah,
DC.
where else are you gonna like hear people cheering for developers?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, from the
just
moment you
fun.
step in, you just feel special,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely like today is the last day. It was all worth it. It was all worth it. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And one more thing, I guess we can go over and talk about like the tips that you might give to future scholarship winners.
Sure. Yeah. I think we should go around and like do a round of that.
Yeah.
So my tip really would be that don't be afraid to do what you want to. Like, don't get into this, shell that I really want. Like, if I want to go in, I have to make X app. I have to add accessibility to it. I have to make an education app. I had to make something for a cause, because plenty of us here are just here with like games and like fun playgrounds. Just do an idea that excites you, and that's something you can be, working on a week for. Because if you're doing something just for the sake of getting in, then it's not going to be the best representation of your creativity and who you are as a person. That's just my personal opinion. I'm going to pass it around now.
Yeah, I would say it's the same thing as Palash said. So I would be saying that you should be you, or make a playground that excites you, makes you work towards it, and yeah, that's it. So if you feel this will impress the fellow developers, make a good design. That's the main thing. You should have a good UI user experience also. That makes a whole lot different experience. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
Anay?
So yeah, I would like to say that like don't be afraid. If you're applying for a scholarship, you worked hard for it obviously, and you are going to get it. And even if you don't, it's not the end of the world. Try again next year.
Yeah, definitely. The scholarship.
It's not about getting the scholarship.
You don't
It's-
lose anything when you apply
Yeah.
for a scholarship. You just gain a lot more knowledge. I
Right.
mean, if you ask most of the developers or the student who were rejected this year, everyone will tell that they have learned a lot more about the frameworks and the new UI. So I'll tell about some tips that I think it'll be helpful for the future scholars. Definitely about what everybody else said. Just do what you love. Just don't try to impress something, and just don't try to be somebody that you're not. Just
Right.
try to be like happy. Just do something that makes you happy. If it's something, if it's a game that makes you happy, if you think that it's gonna help target a section of the society, it's definitely worth it. And Apple respects every single idea. They really care about the minute details, so you should really focus on that. Like maybe
Yeah.
like small perks and designs here and there. So like focus on those, and if you can, try to implement new technologies like Core ML, Vision, ARKit.
I think
but
Swift UI this year
Swift
is
UI
going to
definitely.
be
Next year it's going to be like
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
For scholarship applicants.
It just makes, like, for people who are out of the loop on Swift UI basically makes creating the UI for your app at least like 5 times easier. It adds a lot of automation, and you don't have to do everything you needed to. And
Like a lot of Swift developers who might be listening to this, if you know, like there are a lot of like code that goes into building the layout of an app. If you're doing it programmatically, of course. So there's stuff like initializing the view and then adding it to the sub view and then finding constraints for
Yeah,
it, and
yeah.
then remember you have to put .isActive is equal to true.
Yeah.
Otherwise it doesn't work.
True.
Yeah, because I've like tried, and also remember that if you're padding on the right side, it has to be a negative value. If you're
I don't
padding
think they have to care about that anymore. Like Swift UI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing else
Yeah.
matters. Swift UI is just like it's just a game changer. Definitely, a lot of
Yeah.
stuff can be done with just a simple few lines of code now.
So okay. So I'm gonna like do a round of what's your favorite moment at WWDC. So I'm not gonna say like Tim Cook again, because it's getting too much on people's
It's just
nerves now.
flexing now.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say that again. So for me, I would say like my favorite moment was probably like the accessibility get together. I'm really passionate about accessibility, and like so is Apple. So I got to meet like a lot of great people there. I met the accessibility team from Twitter. I met people from Udemy. It's just the networking opportunities are really underrated. Like that's something that a lot of people don't think about when they think about WWDC. They're like thinking, oh, they have like sessions, they have like labs. And it's like, it's not just that, it's also about the people. It's also about the vibe, just the vibe of WWDC is something you can never describe without actually experiencing it.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, the major takeaway was were the labs. Basically, the labs. I loved the labs at in the UI designing and user experience thing. So I learned a lot about designing, and I'll definitely be integrating them into my applications now. Also, the keynote. How can someone forget the keynote? Yeah, the major takeaway from the keynote for me was. I love the independent app store for watchOS now, so that's a great thing. I would
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, that's a very big development opportunity.
Yeah.
now.
So
Yeah.
and also Project Catalyst. So now you're
Yeah,
basically if you're an iOS developer now, you're pretty much a developer for the whole Apple ecosystem.
Definitely, yeah.
Which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, from years of watching a keynote on my iPad, on my TV screens, so yeah, I finally got to watch it live, and it was like so cool.
Yeah,
Also-
it's a surreal experience.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, also the excitement, the vibe, and the people here. It's so great.
Yeah, I mean, if you're coming to Dub, just keep your mind open. You're gonna learn a lot
Yeah.
from maybe like people who have like 20 years more experience than you, or maybe people who
Yeah.
have 10 years less experience than you. But there's always something to learn from everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, another tip I would give to anyone who's attending or any future scholarship winners is that maybe try to have like an app made before coming here, because when you come to the labs, you can actually get help from the engineers for like debugging your app. And also you can get feedback from the design team to, improve the UI UX of your app. And then there's also app store review labs where they will like, if your app is like failing the app store review guidelines, then they'll like tell you and give you like ideas to fix that.
Yeah. Okay, one more thing. I think we are all open to questions. You can just ask them on our social media websites. We are
Yeah.
always there to help, and you definitely should be. So if you're a scholarship winner or even like a
Applicant.
applicant,
Yeah.
you should definitely be open to fellow scholars, fellow developers about
Yeah,
asking.
just
Yeah.
talk around, be confident. That's a
be
very
confident.
big thing.
Nobody's gonna judge you. You're
Yeah.
just gonna get more networking. You're just gonna get more people to
Yeah.
meet with.
There are like
That's-
5,000 plus people.
there are 5,000 plus
Yeah.
people. You won't be able to meet all of them in just a week.
Yeah.
You cannot absorb entire San Jose in a week. There's just too much stuff here to offer. And if you're coming here, I think Sammy G's Pizza is the place to go.
Wow.
It's become a
Wow.
comfort
Now
food.
they better give us like a discount coupon or
Come
something.
on. Yeah, please come on.
Yeah, this is like free promo for them.
This week's been memorable to every one of us, and it has been a great week. And I would suggest,
It's been a great week, and our phones are overflowing with pictures.
Yeah.
And I think we have to rush down now for a picture with all the scholars.
Yeah.
So,
So
we can just maybe
give like
it.
closing remarks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do closing remarks. So my takeaway from like this podcast, too long didn't listen, would probably be that be confident, express yourself in your submissions. Don't, try to game the system or like understand how the judging works, because it's not really, there's no like specific criteria. It's just about how your app feels on an overall level. And I would say like, for if you actually win the scholarship, then hit all of us up. I'm actually going to like do a round so everyone can plug their social medias and stuff.
Yeah, and before that, I just want to say, like getting that email from Apple.
Yeah.
It says in the subject line, you have been awarded a WWDC.
Yeah.
I read that email at 4:30 in the morning, and I couldn't sleep. I couldn't focus on class. That is like that email just makes it worth it. Once you have received that email, your life has changed kind of.
Yeah, like all of us are definitely going to be like a little bit changed and better people after this. Not just because of like the developer sessions, but it's just that it's a life experience, not just like a professional thing. You learn a lot from other people and just being here.
Yeah, just work hard, try to get here, because this will be the best week of your life maybe. So yeah, do you.
Yeah. Be yourself, be creative. Be creative, and you're the best, of course.
Yeah. So let's just plug our
Social media.
Social media.
Yeah.
So I am Palash Taneja 25 on Instagram, which is PALASH TANEJA 25, and
I'm Swapnil Dhol on Twitter, but the word is SWAPNANILDHOL. Just don't do
go a
the
little
Swapnil
slow.
Dhol.
Try to repeat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just gonna be Swapnanil Dhol. So it's SWAPNANILDHOL. It's on Twitter. It's pretty much on all the other websites. You can even email to me at swapnildhol@gmail.com.
Yeah. I'm on Instagram at hey, I am Anay.
Oh, that's cool.
It is ANAY for Anay. And you can also mail me. I'm at anaygupta, ANAYGUPTA @gmail.com. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can reach out to me at Instagram at Devansh Mad, DVANSHMADD. Yeah, there's a long story behind it. So also at Gmail at devansh.madd@gmail.com. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
that's
So it was fun having you guys here.
This was the last podcast that was recorded at the Apple Podcast Studio for Dub 2019. It was very fun talking to you guys. And
Yeah, like hopefully we are gonna hear from you on our social medias and stuff.
or
So-
maybe we'll meet you here next year.
Oh yeah,
See you next
I'm
year.
definitely going to apply next year.
all of us are. So
Yes.
Apple again, if you're listening.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I guess that's it. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
listening in, and
Thank
have a
you.
great day.
Thank you so
Have
much. This
good
is Anay.
luck.
See you all later.
Yeah.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck for your
Bye-bye.
scholarship applications. Yeah.